Okay guys, welcome to another edition of 8-Bit Face-Off Kerfuffle. This video I'm taking a look at Pyjamarama by Mikro-Gen, sorry. Now, all of Mikro-Gen's games, they were very similar, had a very distinct kind of graphical style. Now, they had a sort of main character, I think he was called Wally Week, and this is him here, jumping up the stairs with his pyjamas on. This is the C64 one. This was the one I did play back in the day. I always associate these games mainly with the Spectrum. I mean, I think, well, in fact, I know for a fact that there were versions released for all other, you know, all the other, I'm saying, the Amstrad C64, but I always associate it primarily as a kind of Spectrum-y type company. The game itself, it's quite a simple game. You know, you go to a place, a location, you pick up something, you'll see at the top there, I've currently got the plant pot and the door handle, and you've got to basically take a sort of object to a location which will allow you to pick up another object which you then take to another room and so on. Saying that, I never actually completed the game. I think I got quite far in it, but I never actually got to complete it. Indeed, as I'm playing this just now, I can't remember anything about the game. I don't know what goes where. But I mean, the C64 one, the graphics are really pretty. It kinda looks like the Spectrum one, you know, without the colour clash. I mean, the actual main sprite is he's just single colour, which is good because I think it could have gone two ways. They could have gone down the expanded or the sort of the sprite sort of look, which would have probably been quite pixely and quite frankly look a bit rubbish, because the big appeal with this game for me is, and probably everyone else actually, is just the really pretty graphics. So yeah, the idea of this game is apparently you're having a nightmare, and this is you in your nightmare, you're actually trying to wake up. And I says you've got to pick up objects and take them to different places. You'll see there's different, you know, things happening. There's a clawed hand coming through the floor trying to grab you. You've got energy at the top, which is depicted with a glass of milk. And I think when that runs down, then it's game over. Because of the sort of how kind of pretty these games were, these were always really popular games for shops to kind of have running in their window. I mean, the sort of the main shop in Livingston where I stayed was John Menzies, and they had a big shop window, and they had multiple Spectrums, Commodore 64s, etc. All running games. This is in this one, and I think Everyone's a Wally as well. These were two of the really kind of popular ones. Now this little bit here, you're in a video games room. I always thought that this was actually quite an impressive Space Invaders. When you look at the detail of the sprites, the actual animation, and even the way its movement is really smooth. It's actually not a bad little Space Invaders game. You know, there was never really a decent Space Invaders for certainly for the Commodore 64, and I always thought it was quite impressive, considering that's just one little room in a game. Really nice. So anyway, that was the C64 one. Right, this is the Amstrad one. The first impressions with this one is, bloody hell, it looks like you're looking at it through a pair of binoculars or a microscope. Everything is just chunky. It's really chunky. Now I know the Amstrad does have different resolutions, graphical resolutions. They've obviously gone for the Chunko-Vision in this one. I mean, the graphics are bright. It's just everything compared to the sort of more refined look of the C64 one. It just looks really big. It does look like you're just zoomed in it. But saying that, it plays really well, and it's actually quite nice looking. Although they probably could have gone for a slightly less chunky style, but you know, I suppose that's part and parcel of what makes the game quite appealing. Now this was one of these games you should always map. I never ever did maps in my life. I used to play these games and I just literally used to wander around completely blind with absolutely no concept of where I should be going or anything, but anyone worth their weight in salt would always make a map so you know exactly where you're supposed to be going, because you end up picking up an object and you think to yourself, right, that needs to go to that room, and you just wander around aimlessly trying to find the room, so you're better mapping it. Sounds quite minimal, but it's the same in all the versions. American helmet, you know, I can't even remember. So what have I got at the moment? Bucket is empty. Right, you've got to fill the bucket with water. For what? I can't remember. I really can't remember anything. Now I think that is a library ticket, but for some reason you can't seem to collect it. And what I thought was, if you pick up the library ticket, you can take it to the library, which will let you get past the books. I don't know. Door handle. It would probably be worthwhile actually making a note of all the objects that you actually see and where they are, so you can then determine, right, that one needs to go there and so forth. I think this was the second game that came out from Mikro-Gen. The first one was Automania, which is actually a really good game. I'll probably feature that in a later episode of this. Automania, you're picking up parts of a car, and you've got to try and build a car, and then you move on to the next level. It's kind of platform based. This was the next one, I think, and then I think the follow-up to this one was Everyone's a Wally, where you got to play the parts of different characters. I never had the patience to really play these games, but I say I really enjoyed playing this game, and I did play it a lot, but I never quite got to finish it. I can't remember. I did get very near at the end. Maybe I should try and rectify that. Things I make these videos, I always say to myself, right, I'm going to play that game, and I never actually do, because I end up getting distracted with something else. So chances are I'll probably never play this again, but it is a really nice, it's a classic slice of 80s gaming in the UK. You know, this is really, it just feels completely British. I couldn't imagine a game like this being on the Sega Mega Drive or the, you know, I don't know, the Super Nintendo. So yeah, that is the Amstrad one. Let's take a look at the very last version. Right, this is the Specky ZX Spectrum. Right, let's go for Kempson. Right, here we go. Yeah! Now, right away you can tell it's a Spectrum one because it's got colour clash. You'll see where your character walks past any object, there's a bit of colour clash, kind of colour bleeding going on there. It's got that lovely Spectrum sound when he's walking and when he picks up objects. I think you've got to get the balloon to jump up to take you up to the top. Oh, right, okay, that's kind of transfer you, right. Yeah, I'm sure if you get the what do you call it, the ticket for the library, you can take it there and that lets you get past the books, maybe. Smash glass. Really nice animation, as I says, the actual graphics. Oops a daisy. Yeah, if you walk too fast into a door, you get a punch in the face. Interesting, I noticed he wasn't in his bed, whereas when I was in the Commodore 64 one, you can actually see him in his bed. Is there something that activates that? I'm not too sure. But yep, you need to map it, you need to know what is where, so you can then determine it. That needs to, there you go, that's him in his bed. Is that a different bedroom? It must be. So that is you sleeping, and this is you in your nightmare, basically. Upside down room. They're clever. Real imagination in this game. I loved it. Yeah, this wee level's excellent. A nice little shoot 'em up, and all the more impressive when you think that It's just a single screen in amongst the rest of the game. Pretty impressive. But there's something intrinsically Spectrumous about this game. When I think of these games, I automatically think of the Spectrum. Possibly because even the Commodore 64 one looks a bit like the Spectrum one. But I'll always associate it as being a Spectrum game. And I think I would... You know what I'm going to say? What is the best version? Tough to say. I mean, if you're to compare them side by side. In fact, here, let's do something. Right, here we go. This is the best way to compare them. On the bottom left, we've got the Spectrum. Bottom right, we've got the Commodore 64, and the one at the top in the middle is the Amstrad. All look really nice. I mean, the Amstrad one is quite chunky looking. It still looks pretty. I think they probably could have gone for a slightly higher resolution, so it is quite chunky looking, but it still plays nice. Commodore 64 one is probably the most detailed, but now this isn't a slight on the programming. The Commodore 64 colours are very dull looking compared to the Spectrum. I mean, the Spectrum one, the colour just resonates. It's bright, glowy colours, and I think that style suits these games better. And that's why I always think the spiritual home of all these kind of Pyjamarama, Everyone's a Wally games, I always think the spiritual home will always be the Spectrum. There's not a bad version. I says, if you know, whatever one you pick to play, you would enjoy it. But I think as far as my favourite version, I would probably go for the Spectrum one, just because I always associate these games with the Spectrum. It's a cartoon, and with the bright glowy colours, it just looks really nice. Second place, probably C64, and the Amstrad one in last place. But great games all round. As usual guys, thank you very much for watching.